are alive. Okay? Alive. Welcome to day 49. Welcome to day 49. We are talking about the importance of stories. Stories. Let's have a look. We're going to be talking about why stories are important, where you can spot them, what you can learn from them, and how you can apply them. Okay? But before we begin, I think a day ago, or wait, let me fix the camera. A day or two ago, we were talking about a movie that I watched on a flight, and it went by the name of Taz Quest for Burger. And so, this story about the Tasmanian devil becoming vegetarian, something silly. We talked about that story and how it applies as a fundamental to every single story that exists. Every story is David versus Goliath. Someone overcoming something that at first glance seems impossible to overcome. And then, through the character's journey and growing as a person, you find yourself growing as a character, and then the thing that was impossible to overcome is overcome. Alright? So, in light of Taz's Quest for Burger, we have Burger. Let's dig in. Chicken and guac with some German cola. Hugo on the balcony. Things are going good. Okay. Stories. Alright? Let's talk about stories. Stories are everywhere. Everything is a story. Everyone is a story. There is a story to every single thing, person, concept. It all arrives to understanding through stories. In fact, in memory, if you really want to remember something, it is advised that you turn the details of whatever it is that you're trying to remember into some sort of cryptic story that only you understand, or anything that you can formulate a narrative out of. And suddenly it becomes far more memorable. It goes into your long-term memory. Right? For example, sorry, there was a small penis. Talking about stories. Where was I? Just lost my spot. Memory. let's say I ask you to remember the plot line or your favorite movie ever. Right? Might take you a second, you'll go, so it starts with a character, he's like a ex-NASA, and then he encounters like a drone, and turns out that NASA still exists, and they want to send him on a mission into space to travel inside of a dark black hole and see if they can find some sort of solution to humanity's famine problem or resource problem, right? I say that, you're like, even you watching, you're like, you might not even have even seen it, you might just have heard of it, but you know that's Interstellar, right? The story makes it memorable. You remember the name Murphy because, not because he says it in the movie so many times, but because you feel the emotion that he feels when he's screaming her name. I don't even remember his name. I don't even think he had a name, but remember the daughter's name. Memory. There's a story behind every product, behind every building. There's a story behind the Burj Khalifa. Initially, it was supposed to be 500 meters tall. 550? Or something like that, because the tallest building at the time was around 500. And it was commissioned by an Emirati, and he decided, what was it? The architect said, screw 550 meters, let's do 800 something. So that's why we have the Burj, right? There's a story to that. There's a story to everything. There's a story to Taz's Quest for Burger. Terrible movie, but now we have a burger. Everything is a story. Stories are everywhere. Your whole life has been a story. You know, every struggle you've encountered has been a story, whether you failed or succeeded. But why are they important? Why are stories important? They are everywhere. Why is it important? Stories are important because they teach us things. Right? Every religious textbook, why is everything in stories? Everything's in story. Did you just like and unlike? There's a story to that, but you can just leave the like. You know what? Unlike it, dude. Unlike it. Screw you. Unlike it. I don't like that shit. Coward. Stories teach us important lessons. We learn things from stories, right? Whether it's movies, you know, think about modern mediums of storytelling, stories, books, movies, short films, even, you know, TikToks, YouTube videos, live. This is a story. Wow, how meta. But even going back thousands of years, you have fables like Aesop. You have, you know, religious textbooks. You have all sorts of stories coming from all sorts of all walks of life. fascinating. They all teach us something. And those lessons, they make us wise. They make us understand life. Our immediate environment becomes far more easier to understand because the stories we hear, and more importantly, the stories that we go through, the stories that come from our life, that become our life. Right? And oftentimes, the best stories are where the solution, the ending, is earned. Right? It's like rags to riches story, right? A story of a man who was, let's say, living in the third world and clawed his way up to become the richest man in the world, one penny at a time, right? That's a far more interesting story than, let's say, a goofy kid who wins the lottery. You did unlike it again. I respect you. Right? So stories are important because they teach us lessons, they give us experience, they help us understand and deal with the world around us. So what makes a good story? A good story is when the lesson it is trying to teach is earned. Rags to riches makes sense when it's a poor kid who works his way up. That's not as compelling of a story, a rags to riches story, if a dude just wins the lottery. Right? It's not as compelling. You know, you could tell it in a compelling way, but the thing that makes it compelling will now have to be something else. Right? A lottery story could be a cautionary tale. You liked it again. Cautionary tale is a story. An inspirational tale is a story. One motivates and teaches a lesson about hard work. The other teaches a lesson of avoiding certain types of destructive behaviors. But either way, what makes them good is when the argument it is trying to make is earned. Imagine if someone was trying to do a cautionary tale, but the character had done nothing wrong. So why did they deserve what happened to them? It's no longer a cautionary tale about winning the lottery and spending willy-nilly, excessive spending or financial habits. It's no longer a story about that. It's not earned. The character didn't do the things that he needs to be able to earn that consequence. It has to be earned. Otherwise, it's a bad story. The lesson is incomplete. You're sending a bad message. The story has to be earned. So now let's get to the meat and bones. We know that stories are everywhere. We know why they're useful. And we know what makes them bad or what makes them good. And the different kind of stories you can have. now we get to the application. How do you apply this knowledge? Why? Okay, it's a cool concept. What about it? What can you do with it? It is applicable in every area of life. Because if everything is a story, and stories, good stories must be earned. And everything in life is about earning the consequence that you desire. And to earn that consequence, you have to make the correct decisions. You have to follow the line of the story that will get you to the end that you desire. How does that relate to content? Because that's what we talk about, right? We talk about content. Now, of course, on the surface, content, I can say it's another story. But for it to be earned, if you, for example, are trying to sell a product, the argument that you create is also a story. The argument that you create for your product, or whatever you're trying to sell, an idea, that in itself is a story. And for the audience to believe you, for the audience to believe you, their attention, their agreement with your idea, them agreeing with you, them saying yes, he knows what he's talking about, is something that has to be earned. Okay? It has to be earned. That means making solid arguments, having proof. What else? Presenting clearly in a fashion that is acceptable to the audience you are talking to. If it is a professional thing, you cannot make silly jokes. You must have a serious aura to you. If it is lighthearted, then perhaps you might bore people with getting a little too serious. Can you see me sweating? Is it the spice? Is it the weather? I won't tell. I want you to sit with that momentarily. Because I believe I just dropped some hot sauce on you. I don't know, but I feel like I made a really good point. That one person watching, you just missed it. It was amazing. I had this whole thing planned out. I went through it both ones. I made a life-changing discovery. If only you would have heard it. Boy. It was so great, I'm sweating my head off. Who is this? Say hi. Or don't. It's okay. Good to see you. Everything is a story. Stories are everything. Stories can be good, can be bad. The way to find out whether they're good or bad is you have to look at whether the ending of the story is earned. And if it is not earned, then it is a bad story. And how you apply that to life and everything in life, if everything is a story, then to achieve good results, it has to be earned. Crazy, right? And there are steps you can take to make sure that you earn it, right? What makes a good movie, right? When a character goes through something, a small penis alert. When a character goes through something, and they put in the real work, right? That's why like animes are like really popular, right? Or Rocky, right? Rocky. Let's talk about Rocky. The reason Rocky works is because of the training montages. Because they're so awesome, they're so inspiring, they're so badass, and they look so cool, that they're so motivating, right? That it makes you, the cinematography and the direction of it is so good, that it makes you feel the hard work that Rocky's doing. And that makes you want him, it makes you feel like, yeah, he should win because he's doing this. Right? That's earned. And then when he doesn't win it, but he gets that recognition, like even though it's kind of a sad ending, he doesn't win, but he gets that recognition that he wants. He just wants to go the distance. And that is earned. Let's say someone is trying to sell you something, right? And they make an argument that is so well crafted and so directed at you that you're like, wow, this solves my problem entirely. That is earned, right? It's the opposite of a scam. A scam is a bad story. It's not earned. See, it applies to everything. This is a great one-to-one, by the way. I'm enjoying this. Everything in life is a story. Get it? Woo. It's hot out here. Everything in life is a story, and you can earn the results that you seek. And you can look at the same thing from different angles, right? Consider how you would earn someone's attention, someone's money, someone's agreement. That's the art of persuasion. Persuasion is just taking something, an argument, and presenting it with a story that is pleasing to the other person to hear, so that they join on your side of the table. Do you understand? That's all it is. It's all a story. I'm gonna check the YouTube. Like, I'm on my phone right now, right? So I wonder if I go to my channel and I click on this live, are there 2 people watching now? Bro's just eating. Oh, it was Isaac. Hello, Isaac. See, I didn't see your chat here, which is annoying. Okay, there it is. Alright. Yes, Isaac, I was just here. Okay, now, which is good. Right? I've had a long day. I wanted to eat a burger while talking about the movie Taz Quest for Burger. I saw it on a flight. It was awful, but for some reason I kept watching. I'd always liked the Tasmanian Devil when I was a kid. That's the story. All right. Well, that has been me talking about stories for almost half an hour, 26 minutes. But I'm going to end it there because it's been a very, very long day. Oh, hello, second person. Welcome to the live as I'm ending it. Good to see you. Okay. Alright, now you just fucking with me. Okay, we got a third person. Hey guys, we're talking about stories. How you doing? Come say hi. I missed when there were 0 people in here. Can you see my chat? I can see it now. Yeah, I can see it now. I think I had like a setting turned off. But yes, stories. Incredible. Everything's a story. Stories are everything. They apply to life. Okay. Damn? What's damn? Cool. Oh, I can see it now. There's 3 people in here and only one of them's talking. What's up, everybody? Say hi. Say hi. Ask a question. Whatever. Hello. Ah. Hello. Hello, chat. Wait, what's that mean? What's up, chat? Chat, is this real? What have you talked about? Sum up the stream? I can sum up the stream. I think I've summed it up 3 times now, but I can sum it up. I was talking about stories and basically gave examples about how everything in life is essentially a story. You know, everything's David versus Goliath. Everything has some sort of progression. You know, where there's time, there's story. No shit. I dropped my earpods. Fuck. Anyways, where there's time, there's story. Where there's existence, there's story. Everywhere, there's just stories. So I'm trying to make the argument that if stories are everywhere, then we look at what makes a good story. And if you look at what makes a good story in terms of, let's say, a film, right, or a book, or a fable, it's when the resolution of conflict, yes, the resolution of conflict is earned, right? That's what makes a good story. If it is not earned, then it is lackluster. It's a bad story. It's like even the worst of like cringe fest movies can be a decent watch if the conflict resolution, let's call it, is earned, right? If something is not earned, it's a bad story. It's a scam, right? Bad things are bad stories, right? When something bad happens to you and you didn't deserve it, that's a bad story because that's not an earned thing. But if you look at it from a different way, perhaps if something bad happened to you, you could have been more careful, then it is a really good cautionary tale, right? So it can be a good story, but you just have to tell it in the way that it can be a good story, right? So there's stories, everything's a story, there's good stories, there's bad stories. But if everything's a story, okay, so how do we apply this to everything in life, right? If you look at thumbnails, applying cinema to, well, I don't even remember the thumbnail, but everything. I think it was like applying cinema to everything. if everything's a story, then the way to get... No, this is about content. This is about content. This is not about AI. This is about how to make content about AI, right? This is just a flow of thoughts, right? Because I want to make better content, right? So I'm studying stories again, and I'm trying to learn how to earn attention in the short form consistently, and it's not easy. It's not easy, but we're gonna get there, right? So this is more of like a workshop, right? If everything's a story, right? How do you tell a good story? The resolution, the conflict has to be earned. The resolution has to be earned. Everything has to be earned so that you can earn your viewers' attention, right? That's why clickbait is so looked down upon. You might have a really cool clickbait. What conflict are you seeing over there? What in AI? Are you talking about AI, or are you talking about content creation? In Dubai, dude, don't even get me to start. Holy crap! Like, okay, so there's like a leak that the maintenance guys keep coming over about, and they're so like rude and annoying. Like the maintenance guys like a total like mid conversation just ignores you and then says some like really like weird shit, and then just like yeah you gotta pay for this. And it's like the leak's not even in our place, it's the person downstairs, and they're saying that it's our fault. It's like, you're the maintenance guys, you know? It's like, anyways, annoying. People just do annoying things, I guess. But yeah, I actually like I had this thing about stories, and I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do my live on, and I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna relax, I'm gonna write a proper story. Taking into account all these different variables and these new concepts I'm thinking about. I'm like, let's rewrite a story for a topic that I liked, and let's try to earn some attention using certain tactics, certain techniques. And this guy just, like, I'm sitting by the pool, and he just comes up to me and says, yeah, you gotta do the thing, or we're gonna shut your water off tomorrow. I'm like, what the fuck? Who starts a conversation like that? Anyways, yeah, that guy is a piece of work. Yeah. Deal with him tomorrow when he tries to shut off the water, but I'll fight him if need be. This is not a legal admission of guilt. Anyways. It is what it is. We are out here. You know what I mean? I'll read that later. I'll read that later. After I come off the live. But yeah. Doing it, yeah, no, flustered. Anyways, stories, bros got oh, well, you know, what I have can't be taught. Yeah. There's 3 people in here, and there's one person talking. Don't be shy. Don't be shy, okay? That's what this is about. This is me teaching you how to do this. Part of it is getting out of your shell. Say what's up. Say what's up. subscribe. Where's the, there, if you're not already. This is probably like a family member that's too shy to say anything. Alright. Well, this has been real. 35 minutes in. I am sweating profusely. We are on the balcony in Dubai. Hugo on the balcony. Hugo doing a live. Be good. Do good things. House tour? No. I can't. It's an apartment. But no house tour. You're a funny guy. What was I mean, I've already pretty much doxed myself, you know. Apartment tour. No, my said no house tour. So you didn't say no apartment tour. I'm not gonna lie. I think I will not be disturbed in my private domicile. I will not be harassed in my private domicile. Bitch. How do you like that? Alright. Okay, notes aside. Thanks for the other 2 people watching. Probably someone I know. Stalker. It was good. I like talking about this. This is what I'm focusing on right now. I had 3 filmed videos that I was editing, and I watched them, and they sucked. So, applying new concepts, trying to get closer to the truth. You know, there is a thing about, like, I gotta test it on the on the algorithm, but it also has to be good enough for me to actually want to publish. But I can't get too lost. You know, the kind of content it is isn't hitting right to me. And it's like, it has to be a specific way, and I think I just haven't cracked the format yet. But I better hurry up, because day 49, baby, day 50 incoming. We are almost halfway. Tomorrow is the halfway mark. I can't believe we're already at the halfway mark. This has been incredibly long. And, yeah. This is fun. I will see you tomorrow. Okay, so be good. Do good things. Speaking of you, Isaac. Subscribe and good things happen. Okay? I'm gonna report you. Alright, guys. Bye-bye. Good night.